One of the problems of buying wine straight from the cellar door is that when you get them, they've often just recently been bottled, and a lot of wines require 4 or 5 years before they even come close to good drinking. It's a bit like being on a 4 or 5 year celibate engagement. And why would you want to be celibate before getting married? Because after the wedding, you're going to have years of celibacy. I remember when I found these old bottles. I was driving through the southern Barossa, just past those pines that seem to mark the border with the hills, and I came across this winery which had the sign out front, wine sale. And I can no sooner go past a wine sale than a horse can go past something that horses really like. Anyway, there I found half a dozen bottles, the last of a vintage over a decade old. I mean, of course I bought them all. But it left me wondering, where can I find more wines like these ones I'd found? But more importantly, what did they taste like? Had I just actually made the greatest discovery in wine since the Romans realized that they could use fermented grape juice to get their girlfriends drunk? I found the bottles in early autumn, just after the first harvest. I love wine regions during this time. The vineyards are full of the oranges and reds of autumn. It's a bit like having my own little piece of Provence. And so I went looking for more wines like these ones I'd found. But where to find them? You can always go to the larger, more established wineries. They'll typically have many older back vintages, but they're usually fairly pricey too. But the smaller family-owned wineries, they'll typically clear out a shed or a storage area to make way for the latest vintage. And when they do, that's where you'll often find these lovely old wines that have been kept in perfect cellaring conditions for years. A great place to find wineries like these is in the southern Barossa. Nestled amongst some of the most spectacular scenery of the hills, you'll find a bunch of small cellar doors right near Linfield Road. Nearby is Malcolm Creek, who makes a fantastic single vineyard Cab Sav that he won't even release unless it's got 5 years. A little further south is Kersbrook Hill, who has a great range of older Shirazes and Rieslings, and while you're there, try out his cider as well. Just north of Linfield Road is a small township of Williamstown. In the main street you'll find Tiaro Estate, which for a small family-owned winery has this delicious range of varietals, and next door to them is Domain Day. Unfortunately, he's wrapping up his business, but as he does, he's letting go of his wines at spectacular prices, and they are good wines too. So unfortunately, there's no shortcuts to finding these nice old wines. You're just going to have to make a day of it, get out there, visit new wineries, try lots of new wines, and who knows, you might even make some new friends too. It is a difficult task, and you'd probably have to take a day off work for it.